where she says, well, I love men.
Yes.
Why don't you say it for us?
Does anyone know the full
I know what
quote?
you're, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like, I love men, but I don't need them to live. I think...
Actually, you do.
No,
What, do you agree with her or you disagree?
No. It's just a very iconic, famous feminist quote of her talking about... Because in my perspective, I do love men. I have had great relationships with men. I love my father. I think he's an amazing man. But I think that it's okay for me to also think that there are some aspects of misogyny in life. The same way a man could say that, you know, maybe I'm sorry if I said something sexist towards men. I didn't have that intention. I was just showing or sharing my own perspectives of how I felt like I was being treated.
Okay, so riffing off of the share thing, do we need men?
I think all societies grow from like diversity and from inclusivity. So yeah, of course you need men. I mean, procreation, men are a part of that as well. Mm-hmm. I've never felt like I hated
I'm
any
just a little confused why you brought up the share thing, because in the quote she essentially says, I don't need men.
I think
or she's like, I forgot, someone asked her the question, do we need men or something, and she says like, for what?
She says, I am a rich man. Her joke is that there's a notion in society that women only need men for money. Or to be successful. And I disagree with that.
Well, you actually need men to survive.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
I was using her to reference kind of a very famous, iconic, perceived feminist quote. She has gotten that was a very famous introduction to the I hate men movement. I would concur.
Are you in favor of her statement?
No, I'm just playing off of it to be playful. Why is everything so serious, bro?
No, I'm confused why you're bringing it up.
It's a silly, funny thing where she's saying she's equally successful as rich men.
Hold on, I don't know if we're
it's
talking.
Her joke is, I love men. But I don't need them to live. I told my mom. She said to marry a rich man, and I told my mom I am a rich man.
Hold on.
Yeah, just look it up. I think it's a funny, it's kind of a cute interpretation that she had of her own success.
I think she was asked, do you think men are important? And Cher responded by saying, like, for what? As if to dismiss that men are important.
What is the rest of the quote? That's not the quote that I brought up.
That's the most notable one.
Okay, but if I brought up a different quote by her, and that's your most notable quote,
two different things.
Why are we talking about two different things? And why are you accusing me of something?
Well, you should have been more precise, I suppose, but...
She is equating herself to men.
Okay,
she's constantly iconic. Then. Okay, whatever. Forget the whole topic. I strayed away from my original point.
Well, then I'll just ask the question then. Do you think we need men?
Sure. I need men.
Okay.
I have a love-hate relationship with men.
You have a love-hate relationship with men? Okay.
You guys...
That reflects your relationship with your father. I mean, why you hate men? What are your choices in men?
Also tell us what you need them for as you go around the table.
To reproduce. Yeah.
What about survival? Do you guys agree that every woman at this table needs men to survive?
I think men can be good protectors, but a lot of
I don't even mean on an individual, like your boyfriend. Like, I'm not talking about that level. I'm talking at a societal level. You do realize that all of you need men to survive. No. I'm not talking about, hold on. I'm talking in the short term here. I'm not talking about reproduction. Absolutely. Men would need women to reproduce also.
I think getting rid of half of the population would be detrimental. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. What? Yes. What?
Yeah, I agree that we need men now because, they're half the population.
When everybody starts saying yes, all the women will probably say yes because women are group thinkers. So I understand. I get why he asked yes, what?
Like, if you were to go back to the beginning of history and for some reason men just never really existed, women probably would have built up their own infrastructure and civilization, but that's not how it
Good
happened.
answer.
So, yeah, we need men to continue.
Where would they have done this?
I said if men didn't exist. Obviously, they would have had to do it if men didn't exist.
Yeah. They probably would have been dead. Yeah, they would have. Where could they have done this?
What do you mean? On planet Earth? I'm saying if you went back to...
there are physiological differences between men and women. You would have to concede that that's true, correct?
Well, if men didn't exist, the physiological differences wouldn't matter.
No, they would still very much matter. Even if men did not exist, they would still matter. Even if you reproduced asexually, your physiological differences would still matter. That's survival of the fittest, right?
Yeah, so then I guess, men wouldn't even factor into the equation. It would be the physiological differences between women.
Because women are not capable of the kind of infrastructure that men can due to simple things like heat regulation.
Disagree.
You disagree?
Oh, really?
With what?
The girl is sitting next to her. What is she wearing?
So then give me a counterexample of when women built any civilization.
There is no counterexample because men exist.
Show out why you give me one.
Had higher test scores?
Yeah,
can you give me an example of when women built a civilization?
Small civilizations, yes, but I'm saying if men never existed, women would have had to do it. Obviously, that's not the way it turned out. So no, I can't give you an example because men, because of the physiological differences, have been dominant throughout all of history.
Great. So let's engage with this under your terms. Let's assume for a second that women were asexual, could reproduce on their own, and still have the same physical prowess that they have to date, modern women. Can you explain to me how they would build a society?
The exact same way that men have. Being slightly less physically strong, maybe our houses would be made out of
they're not slightly less.
Okay, maybe our houses would be made out of straw instead of steel. I don't know. I don't think...
You don't know?
I know, of course I don't. I'm not an anthropologist. I'm not a historian.
Do you think that they would take care of all the roads and all the infrastructure and all of these things? You think that they could do that easily?
Yes, if men didn't exist, obviously, yes.
Yeah, and what do you think those roads would look like?
Probably like normal roads. I don't know.
Essentially, you think that men and women are interchangeable widgets. And were it that men just did not exist and women were asexual, that women could basically do all of the things that men could do.
Essentially, we're not going to know because this is a hypothetical.
Yeah, it's pointless.
The
hypothetical is designed to test the logic. So I'm testing your logic right now by asking you this question. If women could reproduce asexually, do you think that essentially they would build the same exact types of societies?
You know, when this guy is on you, he's really on you. There is no getting off.
We see now.
I don't think it would look exactly the same, no. I think there would have to be there would be workarounds to certain things, but like
what kind of things?
What if women did it better? What if we did it worse? We're not going to know.
That's a great question.
They still do it better now.
I'm entertaining this. What would women do better?
I can't the thing is, the pyramids, the people who built the pyramids. The people who built the pyramids couldn't lift the heavy bricks on their own either. They had to make pulleys and things to lift them. Women could have invented those too,
right?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, so essentially society would look exactly the same. It would just be built by people who you think are just slightly weaker. So you think that, again, we are interchangeable widgets. It's just that men are a little bit stronger.
If we were reproducing asexually, it would be survival of the fittest. So we would, in terms, have bigger women being able to pull things due to evolution.
Here, let me get through some chats.
Wait, hang on. Do you know how long evolution takes?
So many.
Yeah. When we're talking about modern civilization has existed for, I don't know, about 500 years,
at least
right? What we would consider some kind of modernity. But civilization itself didn't spring up, recorded civilization, until about 11,000 years ago. Homo sapiens came around about 350,000 years ago. So that's a long time.
It is.
But assuming all things equal, women were in the exact same space that they're in right this second, with the exact same physical strength that they have right now, what do you think society would look like?
I think it would be great. We got those muscle mommies out there.
Oh, they would just build all them roads, right?
I think it would probably look similar, yeah.